PK edition. Today I have here my brother, my sisters, and a friend here to talk about what life is like being a PK. And for those of you who don't know, it stands for Preacher's Kid. So, you guys, what are some challenges that you've dealt with because of your title? Like, in terms of having to let go of friends, stuff like that.
Well, I know for me, I don't usually tell people that I'm a preacher's kid unless they're close to me, they know. Because I always felt like my friends would act different, which is a good thing, but it can be awkward. Sometimes knowing that, my parents are called to ministry. So a lot of times it would cause people to not feel comfortable around me, which allowed me to have like less friends. Because people just felt like I'm just this godly human being walking around. And although I always knew I should be an example, sometimes it added pressure and I just didn't like that. And so, when I was younger, when I was in high school and stuff like that, it was just kind of annoying because people would just feel like, they couldn't associate with me as a regular person and just like as a regular friend. They always felt like they had to be biblical around me and stuff like that. So, but yeah, as I got older, I guess I accepted it more, and I'm more unashamed of it. I was never ashamed of it, but it just was, like I said, it just caused people to. I didn't like how it made people feel towards me.
Right.
But yeah, as I got older, I accepted it more and embraced it more, and then I noticed that God would just use my position in the church as far as being a PK to just encourage others, and so I try to embrace it more now. So.
Do you guys feel like you're put under a microscope because of the title that you hold?
Yeah, I think so, because people expect for you to like be perfect. Like you can't make any wrong decisions, you can't do anything wrong, you gotta be perfect, you gotta dot every I and cross every T. Yeah. Like they hold you like to a high standard, like if you mess up, like you're not a normal person at the end of the day.
Right.
And I agree.
And I feel like people think that PK stands for perfect kid, when in reality it doesn't, because first of all, nobody's perfect. So I definitely feel like people put us under a microscope, and some people are waiting for us to fall. It's horrible to say that, but that's just the truth. So coming from a religious family, do you guys see yourselves being pastors in the future?
No.
Man, that was quick. Say why not? Why you should?
I just don't see myself having that position. I wouldn't like that.
Can you say like why? What's your reasoning for not wanting to be?
Like the people, I don't want to have to like go through what like mommy went through.
Okay.
I just like, I don't want to have all this weight on me.
Right.
So,
Lewis?
Louis Love.
Louis Love in the house.
Do I see myself? I guess, yeah. And then
You want your own church?
I would. It would probably be set up kind of different.
Like
new
what?
age.
Let me in.
I don't know. Just probably in a different way.
Like what?
Maybe not like behind the pulpit, but more on the outside, the outreach type thing.
Okay, like taking it to the
as far as
street.
as far as the my main would be probably the youth and the adolescents, where the influence is needed, because we going against society and the secular world. It seems like to the naked eye that they're winning. As far as the like you said, you got the artists, the rappers, you got the television, you got a lot of stuff that
social media.
Oh man, social media that, like I said, it got a lot of avenues, and it gotta be, I would say, not church as usual, because they're not going. You can't have a traditional church in 2020, 2021. It gotta be something different that they can gravitate to.
Right.
Not shy away from the the Bible at hand, but you gotta find other ways, to pull them in, because, like I said, it's heavy out there. So.
Well, I personally, I don't think that I would want to have my own ministry for many reasons. One being that I'll be cursing people out because Like, my
Patient.
patience is sometimes very short. So if I ask you to do something, you don't do it, that's a problem for me. Like, I'm gonna need you to do it when I tell you to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that sometimes people don't know how to separate being a member and being a friend. And then, it's just, I don't want to be like a mean pastor who never talks to their members, who only sees them at church. So I don't think that would be the position for me. But
It take a whole different breed of a person to lead the church the correct way.
yeah.
And like I said, you gotta have that endurance, because you gotta have that endurance like no other. Because like you said, you're dealing with a million different personalities. Some leave, some say I love you, some say they really hate you, but they'll say they love you.
Exactly.
Faith, and then,
But then
I don't
the
know.
crazy part
Right.
about that is people say they love you, but not knowing that you know that they can't stand your guts. Like, that's the part that gets me. And being a PK, you run into a lot of people who I guess want to be a part of your circle because who our mom is, and it's sometimes difficult to let people in because you let them in, they do what they do, and then they leave like nothing ever happened. So that's something that I'm dealing with to this very moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I just pastor and I'm gonna leave that to whoever wants to do it, because I am not the one for that. I don't think so. If guys that tell me otherwise, of course.
Right.
But it don't have to be in the traditional sense though. I'm like, a church building like that. You can have different other ways, like, that you can reach people other than that. It don't have to be strictly in a building.
Right.
You're not confined to four walls.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep reminding yourself that Christ knew that, Judas was gonna betray him. So it is what it is. We ain't better than Christ. So I just be like, you know what? You got it. They human. We human. We all got our whatever. But I just don't think the fact, like, I just feel like if you with me, you with me till the wheels fall off, to the grave. Most people, they change like the weather. So you gotta have that. You gotta have that endurance, because people will break you.
Yeah. And a lot of people can't handle correction. I noticed that's a lot of times where our members leave is they're corrected, which if you have a pastor that doesn't correct you, that's a problem.
Right.
So, at some point in your journey, whether it's, they're just helping you with something, but for me, I actually do want to be in ministry as far as leading the church, because
Pastor Glory.
only because I feel like so many people don't come to church because of their perspective on the church. And I want to change it. I want God to use me to change that. Like, I feel like a lot of people have been hurt by the church. And their churches have been hurt. They're not our churches, but
Right.
a lot of people been hurt by the
I
church,
thought
and
churches
people
too.
people don't feel comfortable coming to church anymore, and so for whatever reason, or they feel hurt, or they feel like we hypocrites and all that, and I just would like God to use me to be the one that changes that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be that first lady that's like, no, like, they're not hypocrites, and they're, they do the best they can at loving and embracing people the way they are, and not trying to change people and do all this extra stuff. But so, yeah, I just want to be in ministry because it really grieves me how people portray the church, and sometimes it's like, I'm never embarrassed but it's like so many people just don't like the church, like they just, when the church topic comes up, it's like, oh, how they are, this and the third, and I just want to be that one that's like, people just like, okay, there are some decent Christians that still dope and still love God, you know what I mean? And so,
But the funny part about when they say the church is this and the church is that, right? But they can stay in a whether it's a verbal, physical, mental, whatever type of relationship they go through, or they can stay at this dead end job that they hate every day.
Yeah.
But when it come to going to church, they say, well, they fake, they this and they that. You saying that.
it's definitely
Everything
wrong.
you're saying is, I think, because at the end of the day, where the church really begin is with you.
Yeah.
Because I can't, it's sad to say, I can go to work, right? And I'll say to somebody, would you go to church? That's dope. I see you passing something and all that. I go to church too. I really gotta do that. And they speak well. Then in the next sentence, they cussing mother after this, girl got this, that. So it's like, in reality, people gotta take accountability for their actions. Because I can't change nobody for real. Because I can live the best way I can live.
Yeah.
You gonna want to do what you want to do at the end of the day. Because it's like, I'm tired of trying to prove somebody that the church is all that. Listen, the church is just a building that we assemble at. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, when I said church, I meant like the people.
No, because people always, they put you in a, the
Yeah.
thing is with PK, well, mainly with PK, I ain't going to that, all that about his money, and about this, and they fake, and they make a joke about it, but I'm like, so, okay, but I'm not trying to do it, you do a comparison about how your life going, and if you in that relationship, how you staying at them for 10 years, and you can't,
Exactly.
you only been in the church for a couple months, and you know, you downplaying it, when in actuality, it's a personal relationship. It ain't so much as the you know, going to church.
Right.
Because you got, the thing is, and I'm gonna end it the part of my part, but I'm just saying, you gotta be accountable. It's a lifestyle. You can't just post a good scripture or
No.
somebody praying on IG or whatever.
You gotta live it.
You gotta let that joint, and you gotta be transparent.
Yeah.
Cause we all ain't perfect.
Right.
I think we're losing that too, the transparency, as far as the people in the church.
Yeah, that is another thing. Yeah, people act like they got it together.
No.
And that's why I said I really would want to be in ministry, just to be real with people and be down to earth and you know, encourage people to create a relationship with God and just use my own testimony to show people like God is a restorer, you know.
And not scared to say, and not scared to be like, yo, right there, that's wrong. Because I know some people be like, I ain't gonna say that.
Right.
Because the world we living in, they're like, I don't think I ain't saying that. But you know, no, bro, I ain't with that. You ain't gotta say, well, you ain't supposed to do that.
Right.
But yo, I stand on this what I believe in, bam, leave it at that.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, well, yeah, I do. You know what? God love everybody.
No.
Duh, we know that. Don't say the
We're
obvious.
not looking for gummy bear
No,
Christians.
because other religions,
They don't
look,
say that.
Muslims choose like they don't have no, but well, I think we can do this and that.
And that's
Even
the
though
other
they
thing.
do, even though you know certain ones got their limitations as far as what they want to do. Everybody got their own. How can I put it? They take. One girl said I was talking to. She was saying, yeah, I take what I want out of the Bible to kind of fit her lifestyle. And her lifestyle was a total opposite of what the Bible was. So I'm like, I said, all right. And I stopped talking to her. I said, no, you cool, like your personality cool. But I had to distance myself because you confused. You can't live that like. But like I said, I don't have. There's no heart. There's no judgment in my heart. But I can't.
No, you have to
We
say
can't
what's
accept
wrong.
everything. No.
So
And you do have. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
do you guys feel like as you're getting older, your circle is getting bigger, or it's getting? I know it's probably like a silly question, or is it getting smaller?
What's it?
Ain't no silly question. It's a dot.
That's what it is.
Well, Miracle,
Well,
I know
you're young.
you're
I'm
still
still
young.
Yeah, my circle.
She's young still though.
Oh, it's still enlarging. You just like you're the popular girl, right?
She's
Yeah,
popular now.
yes.
She's popular.
That's
Ain't
not a
nothing
bad
wrong
thing,
with
though.
that.
You're
You're
still
still
might
young.
be drawn to
That's
your
fine.
spirit, you know. That's,
Yeah.
That's good.
That's
All you gotta do is just maintain, you know, your integrity in Christ, regardless of what's mine. Cause you at an age, y'all got so much more things now. We only had Facebook wasn't popular. We had MySpace.
MySpace was just coming out.
MySpace. And if you want to talk to somebody, we had actual FaceTime. Well, I
Yeah.
said, I meet you such and such, and we had, I'm looking at you in your face.
Yeah.
So y'all got a lot more devices now that's set up by the enemy. It's just cut and dry.
So can you guys tell me how you deal with temptation when it arises?
so. Yeah, if I'm being I guess you said when it arises. So in the moment of being tempted, it sounds spiritual, but I ask God to give me strength, and I try to avoid it as much as possible, and I really try to just avoid those situations. But when it does occur, like I've been in a situation before where in that moment I made a choice to go somewhere where I didn't need to be, and I actually just had to tell him like I gotta go, and I left. So sometimes it just calls for like a cold turkey move, like just to be like, you know, I'm not about this. And so yeah, I just ask God to give me strength, and I do my best not to put myself in a place where I know I'm
Exactly.
going to get weak. So,
Right. Lou?
I think it's more so your surroundings.
Right.
You know, whether it's people, whether it's the phone. But it's levels to temptation. It don't have to be physical. It could be, how can I put it? It can be social media, what you watch, what you take in your eye gate. Like I said, what do I? Cause there's been times where I've been in it, almost in the act or whatever, and then I realize, oh shoot. Instead of me already having to
It's too late.
discern, like, all right, this situation, like, what am I doing here?
Right.
Because you battling with the spirit man and you battling with flesh. So in reality, some people still, they say they whatever, but keep it real. You wanted to indulge in whatever sinful act that you was in, whatever. So just keep it a being, but you gotta know, like I said, to yourself, you gotta be true. You gotta know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yep.
Cut and dry.
But I know for me, I just turn on my worship music because music definitely helps me to not do things that I want to do. Especially by me being a virgin. You know how that goes. Praise the Lord, I'm still here by the grace of God. But sometimes it's rough. But I remember, I want to live for God. I remember what I told God. I promised him that I wouldn't do certain things. So a promise is a promise. That's all. So I just think about that, and I don't do it. So that's it. I thank you guys for coming to the show today. I really appreciate your time. And I thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Being You with LaRue. Until next time, be encouraged. All right, let me see. Welcome to this episode of Being You with LaRue, PK edition. Today I have with me my brother, my sisters, and my friend here to talk about what life is like being a PK. And for those of you who don't know, PK stands for Preacher's Kid. So you guys, what are some challenges? PK, that was a part that was I can't sit next to me. I wasn't there. I can't sit. Lala, I'm sorry, I can't sit. That was perfect. That was
Jay Quellen.
bloopers.
It's a good. Okay.
Did she edit this up?
Yeah.
Stop fixing your clothes. So don't look at the camera, okay?
Oh, don't look at the camera.
No.
I'm staring at it.
For now, like when I introduce y'all, y'all can look. Like it's gone, but I didn't start. I'm cutting this part. Welcome to this episode of Being You with LaRue. Today I have sorry.
Come on, man.
It gets like that. Welcome to this episode of Being You with LaRue. Today I have here my brother, my sister. I'm gonna whoop y'all. Well, that's the way I'm talking. A miracle cracking.